Hey guys, Ryan with the Solver here, and I want to show you a quick tutorial on how to use our multi-lineup NFL DFS simulator. So it does require the NFL DFS optimizer, so just keep that in mind. But the best way to access it is to just go to NFL. Under your optimizer, choose your slate. We offer sims for a bunch of different slates. So you can see we have the 12 game main slate. We do early and afternoon only sims. We've got the 2-gamer that they did on Monday night last week and the week before. And we also sim for the single game FanDuel and the Showdown Captain mode as well. And you can see that just by recognizing that there's little sims next to the ones that we offer sims for. We pretty much sim for all of the main slates, if you will, is the easiest way to think about it. Back to Classic here, and let's grab the 12 game that took place on week 4, main slate. And I've already optimized a bunch of lineups. I ran these with like just some variants, 0 rules. So, use this as just an example of how to actually use the simulator. So I ran a bunch of different lineups. Like I said, I've got 500 of them here. Our simulator supports simulating up to 500 lineups. So I'm going to sim those real quick, give you a quick idea of some contests that you can see. We basically offer all of the main popular contests that are 40,000 or below. And then for Showdown, we do the Millie Maker and stuff like that. So one thing to keep in mind with our sims, and this is, I think, something that we do very, very well and is a little unique from other simulators, we really project what the field is going to do in these contests. We project actual field lineups. We're not just simulating the game and saying, here are the players that did well in the sims. We're projecting the actual field lineup, so keep that in mind, which is one of the reasons why it's difficult to offer something like the main $15 Millie Maker that has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of entrants in it. So just keep that in mind. This is what is unique about the Solver and something I think we do very, very well. Everything that for those field lineups are powered by Establish the Run. So let's grab the huddle here. Let's sim. The sims won't take too long. All right, so once they're done simming, it should take under 60 seconds for you to sim all 500 of those lineups. You'll see I now have our average sim ROI, our median sim ROI, our cash rates, all different types of stuff here. So let's walk through this. One thing that I really want to keep in mind is that, or for y'all to keep in mind, is that the goal of this tool is really how you can best be building lineups versus other lineups. This average sim ROI and median sim ROI, I think you should use pretty directionally. Do not think that you can just click optimize sim and be like, sick, I'm going to throw 150 of these top sim ROI lineups and get a great cash rate and come out, 2xing my entry or something like that with some 0.5% chance at first place. That is not how it works. Use these directionally, and I'll go into more what I mean by that later. But I do want to highlight that you can simply select a bunch of different lineups here with some very easy ways to select by ceiling. Obviously, this is all editable, so you can edit, give me the top 50 in ceiling and only select those, and then you can save those, edit, resim, start what I call sifting and simming, and go through it. The more you sim, the more you sift, the more you sim, and you really start to fine tune these lineups. And that's what I mean by should you be single stacking or double stacking Jayden Daniels? Is it optimal to play him and McLaurin and Ertz, or is it just him and McLaurin? Something along those lines. That's what you should really be using these sims for. So, all right, back to what's going on this screen. I think one of the best features that we have here, and if you are a tournament player and you're playing 3 max or single entry, or you are doing 150, but you're really looking for lineups that are going to give you the highest shot at a first place finish, if you click right here, this little chart, it will bring up more information on that lineup. And this is what I'm talking about when I think is super, super helpful. This is showing you how often this lineup finishes in the top 1%, top 1.5%, top 2%, so on and so forth, right? So what you're really looking for in some of these extremely large contests where all of the money is up top are lineups that are finishing in the top 1% at a very high clip. So if I sort by sim ROI here, you may get a lineup that finishes right above that 2% mark. I think this is something that's great, something that you should be aiming for. Keep in mind, I have no rules on any of these lineups. I just had it build, I think, based off like a blend of projected, of like mean and ceiling. I can't remember exactly what I did, but that's not overly important. This is what's important. You want to be grabbing lineups in these these top heavy GPP prize pool or guaranteed prize pools that have an extremely high percentage of the lineups finishing, in the top 1%. So that's something that you can do. And so what you might want to do is maybe just select none, just like these top 5. You could then save these to your My Lineups, which I've already got here. I'll show you that. And then kind of say like, okay, should I be, is actually playing Burrow and Moss together with none of his receivers really that optimal, or should I actually be taking something and playing Burrow and Chase and Moss, or should the running back be included in Cincinnati stacks? I think that's kind of what you're looking at and how to use this tool. So really, really important to use this chart. On the right-hand side over here, this is simply just a way where you can see some different filters. So if you want to filter and just take a look at like your average ROI players here, and you want to filter all Deebo Samuel lineups, so these are going to show you all Deebo lineups. You could then say, okay, I want all Deebo lineups that have Stroud. Okay, so there's only one in this set of lineups, and so you might want to take a look at that lineup and go from there. And that's one way to just kind of filter and start sifting and simming through your lineups if you want to do a little bit IKB and kind of just be like, yeah, I definitely want some lineups that are Deebo Samuel and Stroud, and go from there. You can also see all the game stacks and player stacks here. When you save lineups, they show up in your My Lineups here, and you'll notice this is where you can also simulate. So as you are continuing to build lineups and apply some rules, and you want to optimize another 10 lineups that are all Patty Mahomes stacks, you can optimize those 10 lineups. You can then simulate those 10 lineups in the same contest with the same field as your previous sim, or you can use a new field of lineups. It's entirely up to you. But for this example, I just want to use the same field, take a look at what those ROIs and those finishes are. All right, cool. So I'm going to select none. Oh, I had Deebo filtered there. Okay, so I'm going to select none, and I kind of just want to grab these top lineups that all have a decent ROI. If I was selecting like 20 or 30 of those, I could obviously use some of the quick select features there. I want to save these. And now I want to go back to My Lineups, and this is where the simulate button for the multi-lineup simulator in your My Lineups is really useful. Once you've done a bunch of sifting and simming and sifting and simming, and let's say you've got 500 lineups in your My Lineups, you can then start to sift and sim through those and really whittle them down to your top 150 or top 30 or whatever it may be, and really start saving the lineups that grade out the best, that might have some of the highest percentile finishes in the top 1%. So that's what I would be looking for if you're playing in super large field GPPs. So that is a very quick and dirty multi-lineup simulator for NFL. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments below. All right, with that, I will see you in the next one, and run good, y'all. Peace.